Yeah. Speaking of which, though, it pisses me off that I still cannot go to Penang after like 2 years. You know, I always go there regularly to eat.
Nasi kandar
Yes.
Kena. But
Yes.
ever since
I would drive on a day trip, like go to Penang at 7:30 in the morning, and then stay there the whole day, and then like plan breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then come back here.
Hey, you know what? We should do a road trip when this shit happens, right? When this shit is clear. 4 of us, let's do a road trip, and then like we record everything and just go.
Halfway through, it's like, why you dress like shit?
like, make a podcast mid-trip or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, here's
I
the
mean-
question. Where do you think is the best food outside of Lembah Kelang? Is it Melaka or Penang? I argue that Melaka has quite good food.
Girl.
Oh, come on, like Ipoh. I didn't say Ipoh. Ipoh was not in the list. Come on, like Ipoh girl.
I can't speak for what was the options, Malacca and Penang.
Yes.
I can't speak so much for Malacca because I've not lived there, but I can tell you that food in Penang is pretty damn good lah. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, but
And it's cheap too.
Penang is like more nasi kandar. Melaka is like
Not
chicken
just nasi
rice.
kandar though. Not just nasi kandar. You'd be surprised. Like a lot of variety in Penang. Not just nasi kandar. But the nasi kandar in Penang is, I mean, that's where it came from, right? Like, honestly, once I had nasi kandar in Penang, I came back to KL, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? You know, why are you giving us colored water, man? I cannot.
How dare you, Kak?
No, hey, come on, man. You can't compare. You cannot compare, man.
Yeah, but
Even
I
KL
can make the
people
argument
say
that there are nice nasi kandar shop in Lembah Kelang that is opening up. It's not still Kak. I'm not saying they are Penang standard, okay? But they are quite good. But
you
still, I
think
do miss
something to
Penang.
do with the ingredients, like because Penang is close to the sea, but then Penang doesn't get its seafood from Penang.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I talk to the chef, right? Sorry?
They import their shit. you
Yeah,
know?
So that's the thing. So it must be something deeper than that, some tradition or
Penang got mama sweat, that's why.
the soul. Yeah, the soul, right?
Underwear in the curry.
The soul.
Oh, flavor. It's called flavor.
Yeah.
I heard the rumor.
You know those pepper flakes? Those are not pepper flakes. Those are beard. Shaved beard.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I just had nasi kandar this morning. Can you please? We are also gonna have this thing where, remember I asked you guys in the WhatsApp group about things that you guys like to talk about. So we are going to like pick at random every episode and maybe we can talk about it. So every episode we probably someone else will pick it. So since this is the first episode, I think I'll just pick it. So Carl has a topic that he wants to talk about that I think is interesting. You say physical attraction, Carl?
Attraction psychology.
Oh yeah, okay, it's attraction psychology. What is that? Explain to us what is attraction psychology.
It's the psychology of how people are attracted to one another.
In what terms?
How we what? Sorry?
In what terms? Like
What basically what humans find attractive, like what and also specific to the genders, like what do males tend to find attractive, what do females tend to find attractive. This is what
Ass,
that
boobs.
no, she's right. I'm sorry to say she's right. Yeah. So I'm not an expert, but I do enjoy reading about it. I do read a lot about it, and what I have found is that based on research, males tend to be attracted to childlike features.
childlike features.
Childlike features. So what is meant by childlike features? Big eyes.
Clear skin.
Yes, clear skin,
Yes.
nice everything lah. So you look
Small mouth.
baby like yeah.
No wonder lah anime kids all got big boobs.
Yeah, why do you think anime is so popular? Exactly. They've catered towards the audience. Another one is of course the
Yes.
bosom, right? The size of the not necessarily size but shape. It indicates fertility. Right? And
That
also
looks uncomfortable. You're right there, mate.
I just find it funny.
he's not seen enough.
I I just find it funny that
He's not seen enough. Some of us have seen too many.
I mean, like, if people really know that we literally just knew each other yesterday.
No. But see, here's the thing. It gets interesting once you go into what women find attractive. But we're still on the men part, right? So yeah, shapely breasts, pear-shaped bodies, right? You know that hourglass shape.
The large bum.
Large bum. Large bum is cultural though. That depends. Like if you notice in Asian societies, that's not really.
They like small ones.
Not really as much as if you go to say South America. Like you said, for some reason your Steam account is Argentina.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you know quite a bit about their culture. South America, they tend to favor the big
Large.
bunda,
Yeah.
right? They call it, right? So
Among
yeah,
the
and in Africa as well. Africans, they tend to like big proportions. So that's male. Males, they tend to like physical stuff, right? Whereas if you look at women tend to be attracted to not necessarily looks. Looks are obviously they will help, but it's mainly towards indicators of competence.
Oh shit!
Yeah, indicators of, and what is meant by indicators of competence is the ability to gather resources.
That is why I'm single. That's why I've
Basically,
been
that was
single
called a bill, y'all.
That's why I've been single for so long.
Not
I do not show the signal of incompetency.
not necessarily having money, but the potential to gather resources. So
Ooh.
like that's why people always say, oh, you don't need money to attract them. That's kind of true actually. You need to show that you are capable, that you have the potential of doing that. That
Yeah, but
for some is
what are
enough.
the indicators? You're saying this, but like you're not actually, like for men it's very, very obvious. Like, it says, oh, boobs, figure, face, etc. It's very visually based, but like for women it's very subjective. So you need to tell us like what exactly are these indicators?
One of them obviously is money. One of them obviously is money. That would be one of them is money. Another would be, so there's this thing where women tend to be. There was a study that someone did. It's not really like a really scientific study. It's more like just putting watching where women look kind of thing. And women tend to be attracted to biceps, arms. That's why guys are very particular about working out their arms. And arms are an indicator of strength. And strength means you can gather resources, you can hunt. Supposedly, right? That's how we are biologically been wired, right? That's another thing. Ability to have like the life skills, cooking. That's why a lot of women find men cooking attractive, like doing things around the house, that kind of thing. So competence. You basically a man who is put in a situation where he can solve problems, like you can fix things and everything. That sort of thing. That's what women tend to. I say tend to. It doesn't mean all.
I guess that's why I'm still single, because my exes all can't even fix their own cars.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No, legit. I have two exes that one of them didn't even know that his car could have like Bluetooth like function. And like he's like, yeah, I've owned this car like since I was 17. And like the Bluetooth rosak tak boleh guna. Then sekali aku duduk dalam kereta dia masa dia pump petrol, I play all my fuckboy songs like that. And then the recent one pula, Bibi, how do you pump air in your tire?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Wait, hold up. What?
Yeah, I'm not joking. Bro, imagine having parents that pay for your car insurance, for your car, everything, only to be like, BP, I don't know how to pump tire, macam mana, huh?
Wait, they give the instruction for pumping tires at the place?
Right.
There's a fucking pictogram.
Yes.
At the door.
Pictogram.
At the door. At the end, he's like, oh, but the thing is, right, how do you make sure that you can get how do you make sure that the pump, like the air pump is always the same? And I'm like, and there's that sticker by your door. What the fuck?
And for you, that was really a turn off, right?
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah. So yeah, you're not alone in that. So women tend to admire competence in men. That is the main thing is competence or potential to demonstrate competence.
I mean, my dude needed his mommy to help him with his bank account issue, so like.
Yeah. That's why. That's one of the reasons why. I mean, speaking from experience, right? I play guitar, and we know the stereotype about how guitar players always get laid. Like, it's
It is
kind
also
of. I mean, I'm not gonna say like I should whatever, but there's a stereotype, and in a way that is kind of true, because playing the guitar, it requires discipline. Like, you need to learn, sit down and learn, right? So if you can demonstrate to someone that you can sit down and work on something, that is something that is really attractive to women in general.
And I always thought that like the reason why girls like guys with guitars is because the finger workout. So.
Finger skills.
Yeah. And that's also one more thing. That's also another thing, like fingers and all that. Could be.
Wait,
Yeah.
Spoiler.
I have a question, Kak.
Yeah. So,
I have a question, Kak. You said that we are wired. The things that we like are wired into our brains. Like it's like a genetic thing and genetic thing that has been going on forever and ever. So you mean like since the beginning, that means we don't really have free will when we actually pick our mates, lah. I mean, like we will tend to pick people like that, or what?
To an extent, because you have to consider that what we consider attractive now was not considered attractive maybe 100 years ago. It evolves across time, right? So if you look at Renaissance paintings, what was usually considered attractive, men looking at a painting of a woman, what would have to be on that woman to be considered attractive, right? They tended to favor bigger women. Right?
breedable women.
Not necessarily breedable. Like, if you notice, where there is scarcity, abundance is attractive, and where there is abundance, scarcity is attractive. That's why
it's kind of like how at some point being fat was considered very attractive because food was that was a sign that you could afford food.
Yeah.
But now, because you can afford gyms, so being thin is attractive.
Status, yeah, right. So being slimmer is now the way to go, right, for attractiveness. The best example I can give is like Mona Lisa. The painting of Mona Lisa. She is quite like, I won't say she's big, but bigger than what we would consider mainstream attractive nowadays.
I mean, not just Mona Lisa. if you were to look at like statues of Aphrodite, like she
Aphrodite.
Yeah, she looks like a regular woman, not like those like.
You don't even have to look that far back. Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it evolves across time, but there are certain things that remain consistent, especially for the competence in males thing, because like traditionally males have been the hunter-gatherers of the family and whatnot, so that certain elements do remain consistent, across time.
Okay. That is quite interesting because that's what one thing I learned. Like, I actually did this where I paid $70 to learn about like how to pick up women and all that shit.
Oh wow, you went on those courses.
There's this guy called Vin DiCarlo. So
I read his book. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I tell you about him, right?
No, I've read his book. What was the title? Is it
There's
I
three.
remember.
The one that I remember most is the 8 types of women, where guys.
Yes. Okay.
The reason why guys don't get like certain women is because how we think that all girls are the same, so we would use the same way to like talk to every woman, but women are different. There are 8 types of women, and they change types according to experiences, age, and all that. So he said that's the reason, number one reason why guys doesn't get girls that they want, is because they always think as women as a collective thing, where one tactic will work with all women, but actually it's not.
It gets even more complicated when you try and apply those principles in a context like Asia.
Yes.
Yeah, it gets more complicated because having those kinds of interactions with women in the Western world, it will not be the same as over here. Like over here, people tend to be a bit more closed off,
conservative,
expressive,
shy.
So so that also skews the results. So maybe that could be something to think about as well. Like what works for them might not work for us.
What do you think of Asian guys like in Malaysia, specifically
Malaysia.
Jasz and Thasha?
Me? What do I think?
No. Why would I ask you how you think about guys? Unless if you want to
No,
go there, lah.
I want to know. I want to hear this as well. Actually.
Yeah, I want to know. What do you guys think about Malaysian guys? Are we like, especially in the terms of like approach and flirt?
Awkward. Most of the time, awkward.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Jasz because like for my first two dates, my first two exes we met like at tuition classes, and then for like my recent two, like I don't know why, but it's like, you know, like while they're driving me back home, because like, you know, I like to drive, but then for some reason they're like, oh, because I'm the man I have to drive, okay, whatever. So but they drive like shit either ways. So like, you know, I don't get this, like, you know, while they're driving me home, like they're like, oh, by the way, you know, I kind of have a crush on you since last time we did, and I'm like, you're asking me this, and like, you know, I feel compelled to say yes, because if I say no, what are you gonna do? Ditch me at the roadside?
Yeah, that's putting you on the spot.
No.
Yeah. No bueno.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but like
always
a lot of the
that.
times, like I feel like I have to step up and take charge, because this is why I don't beat around the bush. Okay, especially since I'm like 43, right? I don't beat around the bush. It's because number one, men don't take hints. Number two,
there's something I can say about that in a bit, but go on. Yeah,
Guilty.
Go on.
Yeah, okay. And number two, a lot of them, especially here, very awkward, and a lot of them won't speak up if they have like an interest in you, for example. So it's easier for me to just say something than it is for me to wait for somebody. And you know, this is 2021.
Yeah.
Right? Being assertive is just easier all round.
Yeah.
And we talk about, you know, a relationship of equals, right? I don't expect guys to, you know, to have to foot the bill for first dates or whatever. I don't expect to be provided for. I don't expect to be, you know, etc., the traditional idea of what a relationship between two people should be, right? And yeah, being equal also means speaking up and saying something. So honestly, most of my interactions with Malaysian men, awkward.
Yeah, I gotta agree, Jasz, because I mean, okay, for my, like, especially for my like recent two exes, like they, I don't like, I guess like true to what Carl mentioned, they're not even, they can't even take care of their own shit, yeah. What the hell, bro? BB, can you help me register for BPR? Huh?
Yeah, but
Bro,
But I do.
it's like okay, it's one thing like if you don't know like something that's hard, like, you know, I don't expect you to know everything. Like you don't know how to cook, fine. But sometimes, right, it's like, bro, basic thing like pumping tire, like putting money, you doing cash deposit, like it's like to the point they're one of them is 26 and they have to rely on their mom on it, like.
Thasha, next time some guy interested in you, you go like, let's go to the
You have to filter them with your car.
I think, right, I mean like my friend and I joked about this, like my friend said like it's like they kind of knew that I was gender fluid because like I was technically the man in the relationship. It's like I have to cook for my exes. I have to make sure that their cars are, like, the tires are pumped. I have to make sure that their batteries are checked. To make sure that their engine oil is clean because they don't know how to check.
Mantle.
No!
What is with this?
It's like, you know, I'm like, it's so easy for you to check your damn engine oil. Just stick out that goddamn stick, like how you wank out your dick and like wipe it, and then put it back in and then check. On God. And then I'm like,
Interesting example.
Yeah. I'm not gonna even try to defend those kind of guys.
Bro, you know what? Especially like when you're infatuated with them, okay? Because like I like, okay, with my mental health issue, like borderline. One thing that I hate about myself is that I tend to reflect people. So like it's like when I'm dating someone, I curated a whole personality that will suit them. So, you know, like I hate myself for it because it's like the curated personality is like so docile. Like, bro, it's like sometimes I just want to like kick him out of the car and be like, can't you go fucking pump your own damn tire? Okay, you don't even know how to check tire price, or you don't even know how to negotiate. Like, my dude got scammed. He got scammed when changing tires. Yeah, who the heck pays 120 per tire? He's my fucking old gal.
Wow.
Okay, done.